Hello everybody, ProtoFoxy here, coming back at you with another video, and we are going back into doing Magic deck techs. It has been a while. I've been focusing on other things, getting gameplay stuff up, getting toy reviews out, falling behind a little bit on content because of the holidays, because of construction, because of life. But these things happen. But we're back in the game. We are back into getting into Magic deck techs. We are back on the sweet, sweet Pauper Guild playmat, which I will leave links in the description below so you can get yourself some sweet, sweet Pauper Guild swag. But we are not going into Pauper today. We are not going into Modern today. We are going into Pioneer to take a look at a deck, a fairly popular deck, a fairly popular aggro deck, Azorius Spirits. And for those of you that know that I am a fan of the Challenger deck series, they are pre-con decks that come through Wizards of the Coast that give you a taste of competitive, tongue works goodly, do it, yes do, competitive decks in competitive constructed formats. They give you a taste. Things aren't optimized, but you can go about and upgrading them and optimizing them and all of that. And that is what I have done here today. We will be taking a look at the optimized, upgraded Azorius Spirits. Go ahead first into the creature package. And I should have separated this off camera first. Boom. But there we go. Going to the creature package. Creachies. We've got 1, 2, 3. We got 1 and 2 actually. Not 1, 2, 3. Mausoleum Wanderers. 1/1 for 1 flyer. When other spirit enters the battlefield under your control, it gets a +1/+1 till end of turn. Sack it. Counter a target instant or sorcery spell unless controller pays X, where X is the Wanderer's power. Boom. Nice aggressive 1-drop there. We've got 3 Shacklegeists. Let's make sure we get that right there. Boom, Shacklegeist. 1 generic and a blue for a 2/2 flying spirit. It can only block creatures with flying. Tap 2 untapped spirits you control. Tap target creature you don't control. Bam. Keep them on camera. Keep them on camera. Keep them on camera. Keep them on camera. Boom. Lots of creatures, lots of flyers, lots of spirits, all that good stuff. Boom, boom, boom. We've got 4 Rattle Chains. A 2/1 for a generic and a blue. Flash. Flying. When Rattle Chains enters the battlefield, target spirit gains hexproof until end of turn. You may cast spirits as though they had flash. Boom. Real good stuff going on there. We've got next 4. Count them 4. 4 Supreme Phantoms. 1/3 for 2 flying. Other spirits get +1/+1 that you control. So a nice Spirit Lord in the deck. Nice 4 of. Boom. There it goes. We've got next up 4 Spectral Sailors. A 1/1 for 1 with flash. Has flying. And you pay 3 generic and a blue. You get to draw a card. Pirate Spirits. Yarg. Nice aggressive stuff going on here. Boom, boom, boom. We've got 2 Selfless Spirits. 2/1 for a generic and a white. Spirit Cleric, flying. Sack it. Creatures you control gain indestructible until end of turn. Boom. Again, doing spirity things in this deck. We've got up next 3 Remorseful Clerics. A 2/1 Spirit Cleric. Let's get that in focus. 2/1 Spirit Cleric for a generic and a white. For it is a flyer. Sacrifice Remorseful Cleric. Exile all cards from target player's graveyard. Boom. Again, more blue-whitey, control-y kind of stuff. This is definitely, even though it's an aggro deck, all the creatures have things going on that they can do outside of just being efficient, spirity creatures. We're going to go on to the next one. Boom. We've got 3 Spell Quellers. It is a 2/3 flying spirit, 4/3. Let's get that in focus. Sorry about that. A 2/3 flying spirit for 3, a generic, a white, and a blue. Has flash. When it enters the battlefield, exile target spell with converted mana cost 4 or less. When it leaves the battlefield, the exiled card's owner may cast that card without paying its mana cost. That's awesome. Boom. Next up, we've got 4 Watcher of the Spheres. 2/2 for 2, white and a blue. It is a bird wizard, not a spirit. Interestingly enough, it is the only non-spirit in this deck, a non-spirit creature in this deck, I believe. And it says creature spells with flying you cast cost 1 generic less to cast. Gee, spirits fly, don't they? Flying spirits, so that makes them cheaper. When another creature with flying enters the battlefield under your control, it gets a +1/+1 till end of turn. Bam! Nice efficient beater there. And then the last creature of the creature package is Imperium Eagle. It is a 2/3 bird spirit flying for 3, 1 generic, 1 white, 1 blue. Other creatures you control with flying get +1/+1. It is a lord. Bam! That is the creature package of the deck. Let's get these all out of the way without shaky camera, without going out of focus. Hopefully you all are seeing this in, without any issues and not being bouncy and not being ridiculous and all that good jazz as we clear everything up and go into the next part of the deck, the spell package. Very light in the spell package because a lot of those creatures do a lot of spelly type things because they have a lot of abilities attached to them being spirits, and that is the whole point of the deck. You're getting all the value from your creatures, but you do have some spells in the deck. We've got 2 Lofty Denials, a 1 generic and a blue instant counter target spell unless its controller pays 1. If you control a creature with flying, which in this deck you do, counter that spell unless the controller pays 4 instead. We got 2 of those. Boom. And then we've got 2 Spell Pierce. This is a classic card. Doesn't need explanation. We can see what it does, but I'll go ahead and say it. 2 Spell Pierce. It is a single blue for an instant that counters target non-creature spell unless its controller pays 2. That's it. 4 instants because our creatures are doing the heavy lifting in the deck. So then we will move on to the mana base. We've got mana. And the first bit of mana we got going on is 2 Glacial Fortress. Enters tapped unless you control plains or an island. Add a blue or white to your mana pool. Bam. We've got 3 Hengate Pathways. These are the modular flip lands. So then we got Mistgate Pathway on there. I got a really pretty full art one going on here, but I like these. We got 3 of those. This side taps for white, the other side taps for blue. Bam! We've got 3 Hollowed Fountains. Shockland, Plain Island, blue, white. Typical stuff going on. You know what Shocklands do. We've got 3 of those. I've got 2 classic ones, and then I've got a new one. Bam! And we've got 4 full play set of Temple of Enlightenment. This is Scryland, blue or white or blue, whichever order you want to go. Enters battlefield tap. When it enters the battlefield, you get to scry 1. Bam! We've got 3 plains. Rest of the lands here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 islands. Bam. That is the mana base. Some people will disagree with the Temple of Enlightenments in the deck. Some decks play them, some don't. I do. I happen to like the scry ability. It definitely helps out. But that is that. That is the deck. Azarius Spirits in Pioneer. This is definitely a fun, and I say aggro deck because the creatures are doing a lot of the heavy lifting in the deck. As they should in an aggro deck. You got a lot of abilities stapled to all these creatures. Do got a few instances. The sideboard, of course, is dependent on your local meta, but there is definitely a lot more going on in the sideboard. It's a fun deck. It's aggressive, gets the job done. For a while, and I haven't kept up with Pioneer at all, but for a while, this deck was actually at the one of the top tier decks in the format. I'll definitely have to go back and take a look at that and see if that's still the case, but it's definitely a good deck. And this is very close to being optimized completely. Again, some people would definitely take out the Temple of Enlightenments completely and then run 4 ofs of all the other duels that are in the deck. I happen to like the Scry. It was definitely easy on the budget, so I would definitely say this is more a mid-range optimization, I guess you would say. So it's definitely not completely out of the box Pioneer Challenger deck, but at the same time, it is not the full on top tier optimized. It sits right about the middle. It definitely plays well, definitely a lot of fun. And that's all I can say about that. That is the deck. Do you like the deck? Would you play the deck? Do you want to jump into Pioneer? Not too long ago on my Twitter, I gave away a Pioneer Challenger deck. Hopefully the person who got the Pioneer Challenger deck, I forget the name to save my life, but they received it a good long time ago. Hopefully you're enjoying it. Hopefully you're enjoying Pioneer. Do you enjoy Pioneer? Tell me in the comments section down below. Would you play this deck in Pioneer? Tell me in the comments section down below. Did you enjoy this video? Give it a like. Shoot, subscribe my way. I would greatly appreciate that. Let me know in the comment section down below if you dug it. If not, tell me I suck, and there we go. Either way, that is that. Sweet, sweet Pauper Guild playmat. I will be going back to focusing on more and more Pauper here soon as we go on, but link in the description down below to get this sweet, sweet swag from the Pauper Guild. And I will leave you all with this. Wash your hands, wear your masks, whether or not you're vaxxed, to protect your fellow human being, and be kind to those said human beings. I will see you in the next video.